There are lots of things all around us, exciting things that surround us.
But how does it work?
Do you know?
How is it made?
Do you know? Things that go up, things that go down, things that go pop, things that go round, with special cameras to show you inside. It's going to be a big surprise.
But how does it work?
Do you know?
How is it made?
Do you know? Do you know?
Let's find out!
Hello, I'm Maddie, and it's morning. Time to get up. Now it's breakfast time. I love breakfast. And after I've eaten this, it will be time to go out. But how do we know what time it is? That's right, we use a clock. Do you know how a clock works? Let's find out.
How does it work?
Clocks.
This is a factory where clocks are made. And there are lots of different shapes and colours, aren't there?
There are square ones, round ones, some unusual ones. But they all have a front part called the clock face, and most have 3 hands that show us the time. But do you know what each hand is for?
This short hand here points to the hours, so it's called the hour hand. And this long hand here points to the minutes. It's the minute hand. And then this long, thin hand counts at the seconds. It's called the seconds hand. And as the clock ticks, the seconds hand moves. 1, 2, 3, 4. Can you hear it ticking? As time passes, the hands move around the clock face, pointing to the numbers, so we can tell what time it is.
It's easy to see the red seconds hand moving, but to see the hours and minutes, we have to look for a long time. So I've bought a special camera to help. It can film a time-lapse, which means it records for a long time, but when we watch it back, we see the action happening really quickly.
Right, the camera is in place. Let me check what time it is now. The short hand is pointing to number 2, and the long hand is pointing to number 12. So the time is... That's right, it's 2 o'clock. And we're going to leave my camera filming for 1 whole hour. So what do you think's going to happen? Let's find out.
All I can do is wait.
Here we are, 1 hour later, and now it's 3 o'clock. So I've stopped recording, and let's play this back and find out what happened to the hands.
Remember, we're seeing the clock hands move much faster now. The red seconds hand moves the fastest. The long black minute hand moves more slowly. And the short black hour hand moves slowest of all, from 2 to 3.
It's great to see the hands moving fast like that, isn't it? But how do the hands move around the clock face at the right speed? Well, the answer is here, inside this little box. It's called the mechanism. But to find out how the mechanism works, I think we need to take a closer look.
All clocks need power to work. Most clocks are powered by batteries. The battery sends a small electric current through a circuit board. The circuit board makes a tiny crystal called a quartz vibrate. A microchip, which is like a tiny computer, counts the vibrations and turns them into electric pulses of exactly 1 pulse every second. The pulse then powers a tiny motor, which makes wheels called gears turn around and around. There is one gear for the seconds hand, a gear for the minute hand, and a gear for the hour hand. The gears are attached to a shaft that goes through the middle of the clock face and spins the hands around the clock at exactly the right speed, so we can look at the hands and see what time it is. Now, shall we have a look inside the mechanism of a real clock?
Wow, the parts inside this mechanism are really, really small. I've got my special camera with me so we can take a closer look.
The lens on my special camera works like a magnifying glass, so you can see the tiny parts inside.
The microchip is this part here. And then the motor is this bit, the part with a copper wire wrapped around it. And it's the motor that makes the gears go round. Can you see the gears? They have little grooves around the edge. Well, those grooves are called teeth. And those teeth lock together like this, so that when one gear goes round, the other one will turn at the same time. And there is a gear for each of the hands. 1, 2, 3.
Now we know how it works, let's go and see a mechanism being fitted to a face to make a finished clock.
And there we have it, a lovely blue clock. Let's put a battery inside it and see what happens. Wow, it's working. You can see the seconds hand moving around. Tick, tock, tick, tock. So now we can tell what time it is. I loved seeing how clocks work. What was your favourite part?
Do you remember the name of the round wheels that turned the clock hands? That's right, they're called gears. Did you hear the sound the seconds hand made as it went around the clock face? And did you see how the hands moved at different speeds on my special camera?
So the next time you see a clock, you'll know exactly how it works. Ooh, I think I'm getting hungry. That's because it's nearly dinner time. Before we sit down to eat dinner, we need to set the table. A knife, a fork, and a spoon. And all together, these are called cutlery. But do you know how cutlery's made? Let's find out.
How is it made?
Cutlery.
This is a workshop where they make cutlery. And there are lots of big machines here that are used to make knives, forks, and spoons. Cutlery can be made out of different types of metal, such as steel or silver. But in this workshop, all cutlery starts out like this, as a huge sheet of metal called nickel silver. The sheets of metal are pushed through this machine. It's called a press, but it's quite noisy, so I'm going to pop on my ear defenders. The press cuts out shapes in the metal really, really quickly. It works a bit like a cookie cutter. The shapes that have been cut out are called blanks. But what do you think this is going to be? This is going to be a fork, but you couldn't eat with that, could you? Forks have prongs. Those are the spiky bits that you need to poke into food, so it's easy to pick up. So this blank needs some prongs. The blanks are put inside this machine here, one at a time. It's called a piercing tool, and it cuts 3 slits into the fork. Can you see the 3 slits? 1, 2, 3. But what's this bit at the top? Well, it's called the gate, and it keeps the prongs nice and straight until the fork is finished.
Next, the handle goes into a really powerful machine called a drop press.
Inside the press is one of these. It's called a die. And it presses a pattern onto our fork handle. And if you look closely here, you can see the pattern, but it's really small, isn't it? So let's take a closer look with my special camera. This is a microscope, and it lets me see really small things in lots of detail. Wow! Look at that!
In close-up, you can see lots of little circles, and that's the pattern that will be pressed onto the fork.
The heavy press drops down onto the fork with 360 tons of force. That's the same as 120 elephants stamping down on top of the cutlery. And look, here's the pattern. It looks good, doesn't it? And this machine takes off the gate at the top of the prongs. It's sort of like a set of big green chomping teeth. Oh, can you hear that noise? It's really screechy, isn't it?
This is a filing machine. It cuts off tiny bits of metal to make the fork pointy.
Now, it really looks like a fork, doesn't it? But it's not quite finished. It's quite dull, not as shiny as the ones we have at home.
The forks are given a dip in this container full of special chemicals.
Inside these pouches, there are blocks of silver. And when the machine is turned on, electricity runs through, which makes the silver stick to the cutlery. And this is called electrolysis. Can you see the forks swaying back and forward? It's a bit like they're dancing, isn't it? This is to make sure that every bit of the fork gets covered in silver. Wow! And there you are, a set of shiny new forks. All finished, ready to eat your dinner with. I loved seeing how cutlery was made. What was your favourite bit?
Do you remember the name of the sharp, pointed parts of the fork? That's right, they're called prongs. Did you hear the sound of the cutlery having its rough edges ground off? And did you see the pattern that gets pressed onto the fork's handle?
So the next time you help to set the table for dinner, you'll know how cutlery is made. And when you see a clock, you'll know how it works to tell the time. But right now, it's time for me to say goodbye. I'll see you soon.